Hello and welcome to a very special edition, last-minute edition of Football After Hours. Here with Brandon, Scoop, Shane, and a very ill Robert. Still quite ill. Probably going to be another week of this, I would assume. We're powered by Lion Coffee. Go get your coffee at lioncoffeecompany.com. The boys are going to lead this mostly because if you cannot tell, I am like sinus congestion out of the gills. I don't know what I feel like a fish maybe. I don't know. I'm trying to think of a good way to describe what it's like just being ill in the start of June.
Didn't you just have this like a month ago?
Yeah.
I don't remember you saying that you felt better. I thought this was just this whole time.
Oh, you thought I was ill for like a month?
I can't tell.
No. I about a month ago I also got this exact same thing, and then a month later I got it again.
Yikes!
Oh yeah, not fun.
No.
Okay, boys, I'm gonna be honest. I don't care about either of these trades. I don't. I think us care. I think even us doing this show is kind of ridiculous. And here's why. The Rams do this all the time. Do they need an upgrade on their defensive line? No, but they did it anyway because Myles Garrett, who cares? And you know what, Scoop, at least your Browns did something good for once because this trade's pretty good for them. And the A.J. Brown trade, who cares? You guys got better value than you thought. You got a first-round pick out of it, whatever.
We also saved $50 million by doing that, too.
$50 million?
Yeah.
Not bad. Shane, do you think this is something that the Seahawks, the 49ers, we can screw off on the Cardinals, they're still off with trying to figure out what their quarterback situation is. But what is this kind of, does this change your thought process in an already stacked NFC West that's going to get better and better as we go?
I mean, no, I still have, the Rams going 1, Seahawks 2, Niners 3 in the division. It's just because they didn't, like you said, they didn't need more defensive line help. Like they're already pretty solid there. They needed help on the back end. So yeah, I don't totally get this move for LA. I mean, for right now, like for the next year or two, yeah, it's great. But like beyond that, I don't.
But do they care about the beyond that situation? Probably not.
Right. I mean, he's 5 years older than Verse, so and he's more expensive, obviously. But I mean, this is how they won the Super Bowl the last time, and then look what happened. The next year they sucked. So I mean, it's it's I mean, we'll see if it all blows up in their face, but yeah.
Yeah, and Scoop, for you, when you look at the Browns side, I mean, this is a win across all measures, right? I mean,
so here's the thing, because the way that the transaction trickled out, it came out at first that this was going to be a one in 2027. Jared Verse and other draft pick compensation. So at first glance, that appeared a little light to me. When I saw that they also got a future 2 and a future 3, I think I understood a little bit more. When I dug in a little bit to what Jared Verse was, contractually and one thing or another, it started to fit together a little bit better for me. You're never going to make a deal that's going to look like it's appropriate for one of the greatest defensive players of our era, perhaps of all time. So that's never going to be something that you're going to make a deal and think like that looks like enough. But I think that realistically, this is probably the best time to move him if you were going to, because again, respectfully, I don't know if he's going to do another 23 sack season. So this is probably the best time to move him if you were going to. And while I'm not sure that I would have moved him, I think that they, at least at the higher up level, the people who have been there the whole time, the Haslam level, I think that there has been some regret, for lack of a better word. Maybe that's not the right word, but some sort of rethinking the situation over the fact that they didn't move off Joe Thomas when they had the chance and capitalize on a situation where they had, again, that one All-Pro at a premium position on a roster that clearly just wasn't meant to contend right then. So I do wonder if they were just looking at not making that same quote-unquote mistake. But again, do I love that they traded Garrett? No. Do I think that they did the best that they could with the situation they were in? Probably.
Yeah, Brandon, do you concur?
Yeah, I think about it, and the one phrase that comes to my mind that's just common sense is, buy low, sell high. You're basically you're buying low, not buying low on Jared Verse, but you're buying low on his potential currently because he's only 2 years into the league. Right. And you're selling high on Myles Garrett, and you're getting stuff back in return, especially getting a 1, a 2, and a 3, and it just fits their timeline a lot better, honestly. And I said this to you guys earlier. It fits both teams' timelines, really. You can't really be mad at that. But where Cleveland's going to go after the Deshaun Watson saga is finally over, whether that's after this year or next.
It's after this year. This is the last year.
It should be.
It is. Yeah, it is. They're not going to re-sign him.
Yeah, I wasn't too sure when, but I still think that that's just perfect. You're setting up for a future that includes Jared Verse, who's only getting better. Each of these first 2 years, he hasn't kind of flatlined. He's gotten a lot better. And I think that anytime you can get younger and get a really good player, like a really good young player, it's better. It's obviously better for the future of your franchise. Mm-hmm. Myles Garrett is entering his 30s. He's not going to regress because it's Myles Garrett, but at the same time, you got to think about just the Rams quite literally are going all in on this year, because after this year, nothing's a given after 2026. You don't know if Stafford's going to return, even though they make it seem like he is. You don't know you really don't know what the contract status is of a lot of your guys. A lot of your guys are getting older or getting towards the end of their, deals. So I don't hate the move for the Rams, because we all know what they're doing, but I actually like Cleveland's side of this more. Just because to me, it just feels like when you're building for the future like that and you're building in the trenches, and I told you guys before, and Shane said it, the Rams don't need D-line help. That was never a problem for them. They were 7th in sacks last year. Their biggest problem in the playoffs was their pass defense, and their pass defense was a problem all year.
Well, they did get Trent McDuffie.
Yeah, but even so, I don't think one guy is going to magically fix how bad the rest of that DB room is. So, for me, Trent McDuffie does help, but who's gonna guard the other team's 2s and 3s? So freaking Cameron Curl in that secondary and a few of the other guys? I don't think so. They all suck. So it's just one DB does not make up for the fact that when you look at a lot of the top teams, a lot of the top, especially in the NFC, the other 2 top teams, because we can basically, I guess, when you think about maybe the top 4 teams right now, I guess roster-wise in the NFC, you would think it's now the Rams, Seattle, Philly, and maybe Chicago?
I was wondering who your 4th team was, because I think it's those 3.
I was gonna say, is there a 4th? I mean,
wait. Say the teams again. Hold on, I need to rack my brain again.
Well, the 3 are obvious. It's the Rams, Seattle, and Philly.
Detroit. Maybe.
Yeah. I don't trust their coach though.
Does anybody?
I don't. I don't trust their coaching in general. Not Dan Campbell and Sirianni are both kind of hot-headed gamblers, but at least Philly's got the right coaching in place. Beside that, I don't think Detroit does at all. So
that's fair. And then, as we go to Philly, I don't think there's anything to say on this A.J. Brown trade.
Well,
you guys got the value.
Can I say one more? Well, can I say one more thing on the Cleveland thing first?
Yes, please go.
I think it's also important to note that that one next year is considered to have more value because of how highly regarded that draft class is and how highly regarded that quarterback class is right now. And the perception that was coming out, at least from what I had heard, was that teams viewed Jared Verse as worth a 1+. So, and I don't know if that means they were offered a 1+ in lieu of Verse, like it was one or the other. But I think that those things, like not all, and this is the thing, is not all draft picks are created equal. And I think in this situation, there's something to be said for the fact that that even if it is what is expected to be a later pick that year, that's still significant.
Yeah, so go on with the AJ Brown thing, because I think honestly we knew this was coming, but we were worried
Thank
about
God.
the value, and you got the value that you wanted, I think, right?
So it had been said in the very beginning that a 27-1 was what people. I never really saw that as realistic, and I think that to get a future 1 and to get a 5 this year, which I did not expect. I thought that we were going to be getting a 1 straight up next year. So the fact that we got a day 3 pick this year, we move that $50 million off, we get this diva number 11 out of here, which, thank you for what you did the Super Bowl year. I'm grateful for everything that you did through spring of 2025 and pretty much nothing since. But I think that he did, a great job of making his mark when he needed to, but we all know these elite wide receivers are always considered to have a shelf life in different places. Just it's how the archetype typically goes. I think that he is going to be interesting to watch with Drake May, because again, him being typically a top of the route receiver when he gets to the top of the route, it's going to be interesting to watch how consistently he's able to do that. If they don't make a significant improvements to that offensive line from last year, that might significantly limit hit. And Shane can correct me on this if I'm wrong, but to me that might significantly limit his ability to have as much of an impact as they would like him to if that offensive line doesn't give him more time behind the or in the pocket.
Yeah, and Brandon, I mean, for your guys' side, it's a good deal. It feels like a good deal for both sides. New England needs a number 1. We'll see how long it lasts, as Scoop said, but you got to feel pretty good with the value you got in return. And we were hearing so many things about, is it a first? Is it a third? Is it, hell, just a 5th? We didn't know. So you got to feel pretty good about the value.
Yeah, I think when we first kind of heard, I mean, because let's be honest, we've heard rumors of this ever since the end of 2024. So that this has been going on for a year and a half, and we thought about it like, what would the future look like without him, or what would the compensation be, like draft picks and whatnot. And I think at first I was one of those people that wanted the 2027 first round pick. And I was like, well, but that's probably not realistic. So I was like, okay, I'll take a first in 28. And then thing is, as time went on, I was like, okay, that seems more realistic. And honestly, I mean, when we originally got AJ from Tennessee, it was a first and a third and him, right? Basically, that got it done, or first and a third to get him. So to get rid of him, to save $50 million, and to get a first and a 5th, because you weren't going to get a first and a third again, because obviously he's not the same player that he was then. So, to get a first and a 5th, I probably would have liked the 4th, just because I still think he's worth that. But first and a 5th, clearing, saving that much money, which obviously gives Howie Roseman more room to play with. And anytime you give Howie more room to operate, that's just scary for everybody. But I think that between our side of things, I think it's good. I think the Patriots side of things, I think it's good. It's the only thing I kind of worry about, I guess, from the New England side of things is I hope that they continue to build, because honestly, like we've all kind of known for the last pretty much 6 months, is that New England doesn't have an offensive line. They don't have much really in the trenches on either side of the ball. They don't have much of a secondary besides Christian Gonzalez. So, and remember, their schedule is a lot harder this year for obvious reasons than it was last year. So I worry about, obviously it's all kind of up in the air in terms of what production you're going to get out of AJ Brown, but it's hard to see him get the same production. It's like, listen, he might have the more quote unquote, talented quarterback, like however you view Drake May, but at the same time, the better roster is still Philadelphia by a mile, and New England has a lot of holes to where it's like, okay, you're just going to rely on an aging AJ Brown to kind of make your offense go. I don't think that's going to work really if that's their game plan. So, I mean, every time, they got Dobbs too. I'm like, I'm not worried about Romeo Dobbs. Get the hell out of here.
Yeah, I was trying to remember who the other guy was that they got. Thank you.
Well, that's the thing. You guys went out and got a boatload of receivers, and most of them you're gonna cut by the time we hit August 31st or August 30th.
And that's fine too. And honestly, to me, I like a room that's young like that, where you have, besides Devontae Smith, who is 2 years younger, about 2 years younger than AJ Brown, you've got Mekhi Lemon, who just drafted, who I think, isn't he also a Biletnikoff winner?
I believe so. I believe so. Yes.
So, and I believe in 3 years at USC, he's only dropped 3 passes. So you get hit. So we don't know what he looks like, but if he looks that good, and everybody and of course people were trolling, saying, "Oh, he dropped a bunch of passes at the OTAs." You know who else did when they came into the league? Jamar Chase.
Does anyone? Okay, wait, hold on. Sorry. Does anyone care about a guy dropping passes in OTAs? Are we seriously going to do this again?
The thing is, anytime you get a first-round receiver, that just becomes news the second they drop a pass in the OTAs.
The social media warriors do.
Yeah, the social media people care about every little thing in OTAs, and I'm like, yo, no, Scoop is right. And this is one thing I don't understand. Like, guys, relax. This stuff isn't news.
Yeah.
Leave it alone.
And then just to round it out, besides that, so you're getting rid of an old AJ, or an older AJ, who's going to be 29 soon. He's getting close to that dangerous 30 range. You've got a 27-year-old Devontae Smith in his prime, or should be even entering his prime. Hell, this is the first time we're seeing him as a true one, besides his rookie year, which he wasn't quite Devontae Smith yet. And then you've got Lemon. You've got Wicks, who, listen, his hands aren't great, but he's only 24, 25 years old. He's young.
Yeah,
and then you've got, your four is Hollywood Brown, who's not great, but as a 4, I love Hollywood Brown as a 4.
Yeah, as a 4, yeah.
I'm gonna say this again, and I'm sorry to bring this up. I don't think he makes your team.
Well, you gotta.
I question whether he makes it. Yeah, but is your top 4 your best 4? You think someone's gonna jump up? You picked up a bunch of people.
Yeah, but I don't think anybody's gonna. I mean, unless he gets hurt and just fades away.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Is it's not just about if somebody improves during it. It's also who emerges healthy is sometimes the biggest part of that.
Yeah. Shane, what are your thoughts on the AJ Brown deal? I mean, not what we did. Well, pretty much what we expected, but do you like it for New England's side? I mean, do you think it's beneficial for them? You being kind of the going exit.
Yeah, I mean it is. I think now they have, a more complete receiver room. Because AJ, I mean, he is good when he actually tries and doesn't throw a fit. So I guess it's just like, what version of him are they gonna get? And yeah, I don't. It's kind of like the. It's sort of like the Rams thing, where it's like, I feel like they had much more pressing needs than receiver. Exactly. Number one being offensive line. I mean, if New England's going to give up a first for anybody, it should have been for an offensive lineman. So it's AJ is definitely more of a horizontal receiver than he is a vertical one. So the offensive line, not as big of an issue for as far as his production goes, but it doesn't exactly help.
Yeah, see, as Jody said, like, what does it matter if the offensive line is so bad? And that's kind of the truth here.
Yeah.
But that's the same thing I think about. I mean, I may cut you off, Shane, but that's what I think about when everybody's like freaking out over the whole Rams stuff. I'm like, great, you added something you didn't need in Myles Garrett. You got to want, but your secondary still sucks. So like, like, what's that really
Yeah.
gonna do in the long run? Like, listen, did all these teams, like, did both teams, like, or in these deals, get better? Yes, we all know it's yes, but its problem is they're getting better at positions they didn't need to get better at, or not,
Right.
at least not right away, like not immediately, like that's the thing with the whole AJ stuff, right? It's like, okay, Drake May is gonna throw the ball to AJ 20 times a game. What the hell does it matter if he's gonna literally throw up prayer balls because he's running for his life because that O line sucks? So, like, what's it really gonna matter?
Yeah, and receiver really is the one position at any level of football where you can be a little bit weaker there and still be very successful. If you don't like, you can go far and win a lot of games and even win championships if you don't have great receivers. Kansas City did it a few times.
Yeah.
New England did it a bunch. Even this year, like Seattle, they had JSN, but like no receivers did anything in the Super Bowl. Like it's true. Like,
They didn't need to ultimately.
right. But if you have the quarterback, if you have the offensive line, the defensive line, those are really the most important things.
Yep.
And so, it's just like, I look at New England and it's like, sure, you get an upgrade at your ex receiver, but then it's like, okay, well, your bigger need was up front in the trenches. And so instead of improving that, you improve a different position and give up a first round pick in the process. And like, I don't think AJ Brown's worth a 1. I think he's worth a 2, probably. Not a 1 though, in my opinion. But New England is just going to be interesting this year because they have a lot of players and now a coach who are who have
off the field issues and
surrounding them. It just feels like there's a lot of noise going into that building. We all know
how AJ Brown deals with noise.
Yeah, so
he produces it.
And Scoop, you're right. He produces the noise, and that's the concern. Is now you're it's just a huge football, pun intended, of noise instead of actual football.
Yeah, no, like Shane was just saying, I'm very intrigued to see how, because we're so used to, for literally almost the last close to 30 years, we're used to New England being the buttoned up, like there no leaks, no, all business, that type of thing. And we're looking at going into this preseason. Is there an organization that's noisier right now than New England has been?
Jody was asking about the Pats pass rush. Excuse my voice going off, but I mean their pass rush is okay. I don't think their issue is their pass rush.
Well, no, wasn't it like bottom 10 in sacks last year?
It was,
or like bottom 5.
I don't remember offhand. I
have to double check. It looks better in person than it did statistically.
No, that unit hasn't had a lot of sacks. I mean, the only time I remember New England getting a lot of sacks was when they killed the Chargers and Justin Herbert. That's because their whole line's even worse.
I mean, you know how for a while they had that running gun offense. The Patriots, both offense and defense last year, was May and pray.
Yeah, it's basically what it is.
Pretty much. And you know what? It's going to be fascinating seeing both these trades kind of play out the first 2 days of the season. That Wednesday, Thursday stretch with, the Rams, 49ers in Melbourne, and then obviously the Pats going to Seattle on the Wednesday. So anything else before we go on to some other news and notes?
I'll just say, thank God this is over.
Yeah, June 1st. Yeah.
That's the thing.
Thanks, Diane DeRussini, for making this happen.
Yeah. Well, it's actually Brandon. You texted me something after the trade about the what do you call it? Do you want to talk about that, or is that too speculative to bring up right now?
I guess we could probably say it. I mean, and like there's my other things swirling around. It's just a rumor mill. It is just speculation. But like that's why I hinted at before when I said it that we've known since the end of 2024 that AJ was not happy here, and that we've heard the Patriots being rumored around for the last year and a half. And now apparently there was a few people saying this. I don't know if this is true. I don't know if it'll happen. But that Mike Vrabel was in contact with AJ Brown during the season, especially this year.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be
And that's-
surprised at all.
And I believe that's against the tampering rules.
But I wouldn't be surprised. I mean,
Yeah.
if they're already going against tampering when it comes before the combine anyway. I wouldn't be surprised at all.
That's why, like, it's like, why have those kind of rules in place if we don't really see anybody get heavily punished for it? Like,
because it creates more news. Because it creates more news. The NFL just wants news. It's June.
Well,
they just want news. They don't care about anything else.
Vrabel has shown himself to have an affinity for improper contact. So,
Jesus Christ. Okay. So, one thing I'll say before, because I know Shane has some stuff on the Russell Wilson thing. Why is the OBJ thing news? Nobody cares.
The only people that do are loud Giants fans because they're stupid.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
I thought he already went back there months ago. I'll be honest.
What?
I thought he retired like a couple years ago.
Jody's asking for us to go around the horn and grade the trade. I think both teams won every single trade. There's not really that much to go around the horn and say
which trade.
Which one?
Both of them. I think every team won.
But I didn't know which one about which Jody was asking.
I mean, I just don't think it's worth it when we're all just going to give it an A or a B. No one's getting a C for this.
Yeah, no.
It's not worth it.
And for me, no one's getting less than a B plus.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like whatever.
Here's what I'll say. For Rams, Browns. Rams won in the short term, Browns won in the long term.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then for Eagles, Patriots, Philly won, and it's not particularly close.
I think that's fair. And by the way, I'm still giving the AJ Brown thing an A on both sides because I think it just deals with the issues that they somewhat have at the moment when Philly, for some reason, you guys picked up 11 wide receivers for no reason.
I've never seen Jalen Hurts smile more in the offseason in his life.
So you're okay.
Well, I'll say this: I'd rather have 11 wide receivers than 11 at wide receiver.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, that's a burn. Okay.
I love it though.
Shane, Russell Wilson going to CBS to replace Matt Ryan. What are your thoughts? What do you want to say on that?
In other words, retiring.
Essentially retiring. He's not fully retired. He hasn't said that explicitly.
He ain't going back. Let's be honest. Like that's got to be it. No one wants him at that point. Like, they doesn't have Phillip Rivers, who was actually like, a goat.
Could actually sling it.
Yeah.
Phillip Rivers. Yeah, Russ is probably like the weirdest sports figure I've ever been a fan of, and I'm not saying him personally. Kind of, but because the first, I started watching football when I was like probably 9. But I really didn't start watching or really didn't start following the NFL until 2012, which was his rookie season. And because my football coach at that time, I think it was my second year playing, he said, go home and after the game tomorrow on Sunday, watch the Seahawks. and watch your positions. I was like, all right. So I watched, I played strong safety and quarterback. So first of all, I watched Cam Chancellor on defense. And I was like, who is this guy?
Right.
but then obviously on offense, I watched Russ, so, and at the time I was like, oh, this is cool. I mean, he's like, a mobile quarterback. He's, which at that time, I mean, it was really like him and Vic pretty much. Of course there were guys before them, but like, well, and there was RG3 too, but
Washington killed him. So
yeah.
Yeah.
But so it was like, obviously there were guys before that, but I was too young to see them, or I wasn't too young. I just wasn't watching it. Anyways, you get the point. And so, when I was younger, I loved the guy because it was like watching magic before my eyes, it's like every game felt kind of winnable. It's like down 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. Yeah. He'll run around like a maniac and somehow win it.
did that against us a few times too. I have nightmares still.
Yeah. You're welcome.
You have nightmares when you play on Christmas. Or whatever.
Yeah.
Christmas? Yeah.
A
couple weeks before.
But then I like, as the years went on, I got kind of frustrated with him because I felt like he was making his brand like so big, and he was always complaining about the roster's not good enough, and meanwhile he's taking up like 90% of their cap, not 90%, but
a good amount, a fair
a
amount,
ton of cap space. And so, by the time he wanted out, I mean, he'd been teasing it for like 2 off seasons. And finally, I was just like, just go. Like, I'm done with you. And then Denver happened. And at first I was like, oh, this is hilarious, But then eventually it was like everybody just acted like he was the worst quarterback in football. And I was like, and Sean Payton was publicly taking shots at him and his teammates and everything.
He still is. He took shots at him this offseason.
No, I know. And the internet like turned him into a joke. I kept thinking, I was like, okay, guys, he's not prime Russ anymore, but he's not that bad. And I still feel that way. Like, I don't think he's that bad. For instance, I think Arizona kind of crazy to not,
Minnesota, perhaps.
I mean, there's
kinda.
quite a few teams, honestly. Miami, like Malik Willis. Sorry, no offense, Malik. Anyways,
well, quite literally, no offense, Malik.
And then when he got to Pittsburgh, I kind of found myself rooting for him again, and I guess the thing that's just, it's like hard for me to process. Not that he's retiring, but it's more like when he is, because 4 years ago, I mean, the Broncos gave up like their left kidneys to get this guy, and they viewed him as that good, and they signed him to that like 7-year extension, and everyone was oh, I'm gonna play till I'm 45, and I believed it, because he took great care of his body and he was never hurt, and I mean, he's just obsessed with football. I was like, yeah, that'll happen. So now for him to go into retirement in like his mid 30s, because quite literally nobody views him as a starter anymore, is just it's hard to believe, I guess.
Let me put it this way, Shane. He stopped being football and he started being Hollywood. He didn't. This is what upset it. This is why I don't think he's a Hall of Famer. And they're asking in the chat if he's a Hall of Famer. No, I think it would be awful for the Hall of Fame to put him in. It'd be stupid. And the reason why I say that is because when that kind of time, kind of that bridge before he was about to leave, he was terrible. I mean, people like, I mean, looking back on it now, he was not good those couple years, just from an eye test. I can't say statistically, but eye test, he wasn't good. He lost it. He lost it and he never gained it back. Then when he went to Denver, Sean Payton tried to get the football back into him. and he rejected it vehemently. And that's just what it was. He never cared about football. You know what, Brandon, you're going to love this. You know who he reminds me of? He reminds me of The Rock. He reminds me of Dwayne The Rock Johnson. The reason why they are comparable is because we got, like, The Rock was all, I'm WWE and this, and then he goes and makes these crappy movies for a decade. And that's what Russ's career feels like. It feels like, all right, you won a Super Bowl, you've had some good things, you had your run, and then, I'm just going to go off and make movies and have this crazy social media presence and this and that. And it's like, yeah, you lost it, man. Like, I honestly, I think what happened, just from my view, is he lost the passion for football. He didn't. He never got it back. And nobody wants that in their locker room, outwardly saying, I don't care about football. And I don't mean to say this as fact, but this is the attitude he was giving off every week. The let's go Broncos, the let's ride crap. Nobody cared. Nobody liked it. It was a stick. He tried to be this persona that he wasn't, and he lost it. That's just what it feels like to me. And nobody wants a 35-year-old who, look, could he start for one of the 32 franchises? Sure. Would I want that? No. I take almost anybody. I even take Josh Rosen at this point because at least he would care more. That's how I feel about him. I didn't like from that period when it kind of got bad to who he is now. Yeah, man, he never cared. He never cared. He never showed an ounce of care about football to anybody. And that's just the reality of it. Teams are not going to want that in their locker room if you're outwardly doing that. He turned into a social media persona. He didn't turn into a quarterback. He lost it. That's how I feel about it.
You know what's funny? I just saw this the other day, since we're talking about Josh Rosen real quick. He's now an investment banker, I believe.
I know. He got his MBA recently. Yeah. But again, I'm just saying, like, this is who he is, man. Like, he never cared, and he's going on to CBS, and I think he'll be fine at CBS. I wish CBS made a stronger run at Mike Tomlin. I really don't understand why they didn't. And I get it. Russ was kind of next in line at CBS. He was okay at CBS. He'll be okay there. But again, CBS as a show is not really that good right now. Yeah. I don't think NFL Today is that good. I think NFL Today is kind of appealing to 70 to 90-year-old viewers, and
NFL on Fox is still better. It's
NFL on Fox has been way better, even in their down years. And again, I'm excited. I just don't. I understand why CBS made the move, but like, it's like, okay, whatever, man. Like go make your millions on CBS, and I'm confident by week 15 he'll be like a QB3 somewhere, because I don't think he'll like it. I don't think it never looked to me that he liked it in the bye weeks. So I don't think he's gonna like it. I really don't. I just don't think he's gonna like sitting at a desk for 7 hours. I just don't think it's him. I don't think it's who he is, but that's how I feel about it.
There's a lot of great comments in here about this whole thing. First of all, if Russ retires, is he a Hall of Fame guy?
I'm a vehemently no.
I think he absolutely is. Because, I mean, and not first ballot, he for sure not. But, I mean, for roughly a decade, he was undoubtedly a top, 4 or 5 quarterback in the NFL. Like,
he was one of the best dual, not just in general, he's one of the best dual threats ever.
Yeah, so, I mean, he never had a losing season in Seattle. I mean, he for 4 or 5 years there, when the defense started playing crappy, he carried that team.
Yeah.
I mean, there were seasons where he led the NFL in passer rating, led the NFL in touchdown passes, I think twice.
Got his Super Bowl ring.
one Super Bowl, another
Hold
almost
on.
two.
Can I ask a question? Do you think the Denver and that whole thing, like Denver and then everything post that, ruins his legacy a lot? Or am I overthinking it?
It ruins his first ballot status,
Yeah, right.
but it still gets
Um,
in.
Because
I think
here's
on the
thing.
first. Oh, sorry.
Well, I was just gonna say. I mean, he, the first year in Denver obviously was a disaster. Is that on him? I don't think so. Because look who they had as their coach.
Yes, that is very
But
true.
the second year in Denver, he really didn't play that bad, in my opinion. And his year in Pittsburgh, I don't think he was really that bad either. I mean, was he great? Was he like prime Russ? Hell no. But I mean, I think, yeah, I mean, that's right there. He's top 20 all time in touchdowns, yards, wins, and has a ring. I mean, I think that says everything you need to know right there as far as why he should be in the Hall. And 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 then Russ or Eli. Russell Wilson or Eli Manning. It's Russ, and it's not even close.
Career-wise or prime? And then even then,
Both.
I think I would still take Russ.
I mean,
Eli has to get in the Hall at least once. You can't tell the story of the NFL without Eli Manning.
Well, but here's
I don't think Eli deserves the Hall.
I would put both of them in the Hall of Fame.
Here's my thing. Here's my thing as to why Russ is better. If you go outside of Eli's 2 great Super Bowl seasons, he's a mid quarterback. He is. If you just look at the numbers, he's very mid.
That's why he hasn't been gone in yet.
That's like people love to say, well, look at the numbers. I'm like, Eli was literally an interception machine, especially even in his prime, he still was. And by the back end of his career, he was completely washed at that point. Like if you go out, like I've told Giants fans this. It's not even me being a hater. It's just the truth. If you go outside of Eli's 2 Super Bowl seasons, he was never that great of a quarterback. He was never a top 5 quarterback in his era. In his era, not even ever in his era. So
here's what I'd have to say about the Russ thing. I'm not going to get into the Eli thing. I've talked about that before. But as far as Russ is concerned, there are 36 quarterbacks in the Hall of Fame right now. Can you tell me that Russell Wilson is not a top 37 quarterback in NFL history? I think that'd be crazy.
Yeah, but again, my other thing with the Hall of Fame, and I've always said this, is it's really hard to say if a guy can make it in the ballot when you realize that for the next 5 years, let's just say 5-6 years, the amount of talent that's going to go through there. Like, you have to compare every year with the talent that is there. And so I don't know what that looks like.
But if we're saying, at least what I'm saying, if I'm saying that there's not 35 better quarterbacks in the history of the NFL, then it doesn't matter who he goes up against. He'll still be worth getting in the Hall of Fame at some point in that period of time.
Right, but that's the thing. The NFL Hall of Fame is not, do you deserve to get in the Hall of Fame? It's, do you deserve to get in the Hall of Fame in that year with that crop of players? That's what it's turned into the last 5 to 10 years. That's what it is. The guys who deserve to get in don't get in because Larry Fitzgerald's up. Rest in peace to his father, who just passed away this afternoon. Like, a guy like Larry Fitzgerald gets in instantly. A guy like Gronk gets in instantly. A guy like Tom Brady gets in instantly. If you're in a year of that, do you get in? No, you don't, because they're more important. So that's part of the thing. It's like part of my issue with debating the Hall of Fame is when Russell Wilson decides to hang it up, we have to wait 6 years. What's going to happen in those 6 years? That's the thing. The NFL has turned into a competition of who are you battling against to get in, not do you deserve to get in. That's a different story. They're massively different now. This ain't the 80s. This is 2026. This is what it is. Do you get in by comparison with everyone else that you're battling against per year-to-year basis? And that's where I feel Russ to me, that's where I'm like, I don't know because he hasn't officially retired. Who is he going to be battling up against? You know, who knows?
I mean, yeah, we don't know.
And then whoever he battles up against, I'm questioning whether it's going to be enough. Like, the biggest reason why Eli's not in, I'm going to be real, the biggest reason he's not in is who he's battling up against. They're making these decisions. Like, what I remember from last year was they said Luke Kuechly or Eli Manning. It's obviously Luke.
Yeah.
It's obviously Luke.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
no question. So move him up another year. This is the thing. This is what the Hall of Fame has turned into.
And the thing is, like, we could sit here and split hairs all day. Oh, this last comment's funny. Russell Wilson shouldn't even be in the Hall of really good discussion, let alone Hall of Fame. All right.
Whoa, that's a little bit much.
That's
crazy.
ridiculous. And then
Are you a
That's a little
49ers
bit
fan,
much.
Joshua?
we're using it because he said Eli had 4,000 plus yard seasons. Russ had 4. It's not
Who
about
gives a damn?
First of all, they're different quarterbacks. Russ is a dual threat quarterback. Eli was not. So therefore, when you add what Russ did with his legs on top of his arm, Russ is still better. And
This-
not
this-
just that. It's not just that. But like when you think about it this way, how many seasons did Eli Manning just literally look gunslinger? Because we talk about how Brett Favre throws a lot of picks. How many 15 plus interception seasons did Eli have? He had a bunch of them. A bunch of them.
Do you remember that?
So-
do you remember that NFL Network meme where it's just him throwing a pick and it's just like, oh, he's throwing a ton of picks and they show his season stats?
And listen, I get what
Well,
everybody talks
Brandon,
about.
you mentioned Brett Favre, and he's in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, but I'm saying the thing is like we talk about like the thing is Brett Favre, his legacy by people is always like 50-50 because gunslinger-ish.
Yeah.
Like it's the same thing with Eli. Like, well, does Eli get in? Yes. I'm not saying he's not a Hall of Famer, but Russ, especially even at his peak, Russ is far better than anything Eli Manning ever was. That's not even a debate.
Yeah.
So listen, and that's not even like the thing is I know the NFC East, especially you and I, Scoop. We saw Eli play for years. I know what I'm talking about when it comes to Eli. I don't claim to be the authority on the Giants and whatever, but we know what it's like to see Eli Manning twice a year, to see him all the time against the Giants. I live 15 minutes from MetLife. I've seen that Eli Manning.
Hey, it's not called MetLife anymore.
Yeah, I know. Forget.
What's it called now?
New York, New Jersey Stadium from 2 weeks or 2
Don't
months.
even start on that crap.
And then our stadium is called Seattle Stadium because they had to remove it for FIFA.
But like
They removed the branding
You also got it
because they're not allowed to. They don't want unnecessary branding attached to the World Cup.
Yeah, because FIFA's dumb. But like it's just like calling you guys like Seattle, like Seattle Stadium, that garbage. But like it's like, yeah, see if Kurt Warner's in the Hall, and that's another thing too. Like Kurt Warner got in because of his story, plus when he was at his peak. And the thing is, he had 2 separate careers: his Rams, that 3-4 years there, and then his Cardinals tenure.
Carl's
So,
was fun.
Like Kurt Warner's whole story is phenomenal, and Kurt Warner at his peak was a top 3 quarterback in the NFL. He was. So like it wasn't for very long, but it was long enough. So and the thing is, he has an MVP, I believe, too. So
yeah.
That
by the way, that gets me to my next question. Can I ask a dumb question?
Yeah.
I know this is a dumb question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Is Matt Ryan a Hall of Famer just because he won an MVP?
No.
Like, because we're getting to the point where it's like you win an MVP, you're immediately a Hall of Famer. Am I wrong?
I mean, I like Matt Ryan. Don't get me wrong.
I don't think he's a Hall of Famer either. I'm just wondering why aren't people talking about that more?
I would put Matt Ryan in the Hall of very good. And also because it was not his fault that they lost that Super Bowl. They were up 28-3. It was the defense's fault.
Right.
I would put Matt Ryan. Like if Matt Ryan would have finished, if his damn team would have finished the job, I would lean yes. But just because he didn't get one, like Marino didn't get one, but it wasn't really like Marino's fault. Elway, it took a long time for him to get his Super Bowl.
You could Fran Tarkenton. You probably could say that about too.
Yeah, like there's guys right there, on that, kind of like, damn, I wish they would have got one, or damn, it took a while for them to get one, or damn, they, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But like Matt Ryan, to me, like Matt Ryan's got the stats technically to be in the Hall. The thing is just that, like, it's just It just
The
felt like it was
legacy
like
points kind of isn't there. Kind
there's
of if you
no
want to go
legacy
Madden.
points for him, though. That's the problem. There's no. It's just okay. His numbers were good, but nothing.
I
Okay,
wonder.
wait.
I wonder how much do you think he'll be hurt if he is at all? I'm trying to.
Oh,
I want.
Rivers. I'm sorry. Rivers is also a yes because I think everyone in that draft class should be a yes. That's the greatest quarterback draft class in the history of the world.
And this is why the Eli point gets and why I said he was never a top 5 quarterback in his own time, because he was never better than his brother. He was never better than Brady. He was never better than Breeze. He was never better than Big Ben. He was never better than Phillip Rivers. It's 5 quarterbacks already. He was never better than any of them at any point in his career.
But before I let you go, Scoop, Joshua said this, and I want Shane's thoughts on this. Russell Wilson did nothing to help that team win the Super Bowl as a defense and the running game. I disagree with this vehemently. Shane, you can go on that.
I mean, I wouldn't say nothing, but yeah, I mean that the defense and the running game were objectively the driving force in that operation. But it's from like 2017 and on, those last 5 years. I mean, he carried that team, like I said earlier, and I mean, I guess like it bothers me when people use Super Bowl wins as a metric for an individual player, whether or not they should be in the Hall or not.
Thank you.
Yep.
It's a team. It's a team effort. It's not one guy who does it. Like if it's in most cases, there there are times where, a lot like, I mean, for instance, the what was it? The lost my train of thought. I'm so sorry. Oh,
You're good. You're good. Don't worry.
The biggest, like for instance, the biggest argument for Eli to get in the Hall is that, well, he won 2 Super Bowls, beat Brady in them. I'm like,
that's not my argument. Hold on.
He scored.
My argument
Right.
with Eli being in the Hall is that you can't tell the story of the NFL without Eli. You just can't. You have to do it.
But is that just because his last name is Manning?
I mean, I've always said that the Manning sperm should go in the Hall of Fame if you want to be that trite, but
I mean,
okay. Anyways, but no.
What? It's not wrong. It's not wrong.
Well, it's okay. Anyways, no. See, so it's like I look at it this way. I think in those 2 Super Bowls, he really didn't do much of anything. It was the defense that won those games, both of them.
I tell Giants fans this every damn day.
And look, he he was not like, there was never. I mean, Russ was a top 10 receiver. God, a top 10.
We are so out of it today.
He was a top 5 quarterback in the league for probably 6 or 7 years. There was never a single season where Eli was a top 5 quarterback.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's
that's fair.
I mean,
that's
I just like I don't think like, oh, he has 2 Super Bowls and he's a Manning. I don't care. I don't think Eli even deserves to sniff the Hall of Fame, because he, without those, if he didn't have those 2 rings and if his name wasn't Manning, we would view him like Kirk Cousins.
Well,
it's a fair point.
Those 2 rings were also over the most dominant dynasty in NFL history.
And
Right.
the 17-0 team or 16.
Because I think
whatever it was,
in that draft class, I mean, it was him, Big Ben, and Rivers. I think Eli is the third of those 3.
Yeah.
Like I would take Big Ben, then Phillip, and then Eli.
Yeah.
Those three guys.
Jody, I appreciate you asking this question. Is Joe Burrow a Hall of Famer if he retired today? I don't think it's worth having that conversation.
Well, you got.
Because
I
he's
mean,
still got a long way to go.
Hall of Fragile, maybe.
Yeah,
Hall of Fragile is a fair point.
Yeah, if he retired today, no, too many injuries. But
Yeah.
It'd be like Andrew Luck.
yeah,
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, at least Andrew Luck's a college Hall of Famer, which rightfully so. If we want to go Mannings, is Arch Manning a college football Hall of Famer? I would say
No.
that. No.
We're about 90 seconds away from bringing up Cooper.
like the thing is, I know that the Mannings have that legacy, but honestly, if Arch's last name wasn't Manning, we would be talking about him as a garbage college quarterback. He wouldn't be brought up at all. Like Arch is not that good. Listen, could he be good this year? Yes, but what he's put on tape so far, he's not good.
I gotta respect the consistency with which Brandon will defend Dante Moore.
I mean, that's fair.
But
He's not in the NFL yet.
Yeah, like because you know why though? Like as much as like I can compare both all day. I mean, because last year it was both guys' first year as a starter. Dante Moore did way more obviously last year than Arch Manning did. Dante Moore led us to a college football semifinal. So like I don't, and the thing is that's with him still kind of learning how to be a starter in college and still being young. Like Arch could be end up getting being better. I can't see it. Whereas Dante, I see the tools more. I can see it when I watch the games. Yeah. So
I completely forgot whatever I was going to say 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, that's my fault. I'm sorry, Scoop. Okay, our last thing. I know this is leaks, but I guess we could talk about it anyway. Why not? Let's talk about it anyway. This is leaked. This won't be official until about 4 days from now, but we'll let it slide anyway. Here's your Madden and college football covers.
Oh, God. When you sent that to me, I was hoping you got that off The Onion.
This ain't The Onion. These are the real covers, and they're both pretty bad. I don't like either one of them.
Why Caleb Williams?
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Nobody outside of Chicago or over the age of 15 cares about Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
I'm willing to bet it was that damn Pro Bowl surge that he had, and they were just like, "Oh, this is going to get sales because he got Pro Bowl votes," and they're doing anything they can to sell that damn game because they can't do it off of quality anymore.
I apologize. I apologize if the person who did the college football cover is a real person, but this looks like AI.
It does.
This looks so bad.
It's so bad.
It's so bad. Kurt Signetti doesn't look like he wants to be there. What is happening here?
He probably doesn't.
Wait, hang on. I can't entirely tell, but if I zoom in enough, it looks like Signetti has 3 fingers.
Yes, that's also a good point. Yeah, I think the fingers are messed up.
This was AI. You can't tell me it wasn't. This was AI. This is absolutely AI. You can't tell me it's not.
This is
honestly, they both kind of look AI.
They both look like AI, straight up.
No, the Madden 27 one is kind of giving off the vibes of the Ray Lewis one from, I think it was like original Madden 25 or Madden 13 or something. Just in a
Ray
much.
Ray Lewis was 05.
Yeah, Ray Lewis was Madden 05.
Oh, you know what I'm remembering? I'm remembering his intro speech when you first loaded the game.
The intro,
yeah. Yeah, my bad.
Okay,
so
the other thing I want to rant about is I am not paying EA a 12-month subscription just to play a football game. I'm sorry, but this is stupid. The fact that the leaks have said that we're going to have a 12-month subscription and you get exclusive content here, here, and here. Why do I need a subscription to play a football game?
I don't need exclusive content. Electronic Arts content sucks in the first place.
Williams has no pinky. Actually, where's his pinky?
Where's his pinky on his left hand? Where's his pinky?
Thank you, Jody. Thank you.
Why is it right there?
Wait, what? Where are you looking?
Yeah, he does.
Where's his pinky?
I can't. I mean, remember, I'm on my phone, so I can't see
on
it.
On the right hand. Where is it?
I'm
it's
looking right.
Oh, it's
I'm looking right at it.
Okay. Anyway,
is it just tucked? I guess.
I guess it's tucked. Okay.
You mean
We
his
don't
thumb?
need.
No, his thumb is tucked. What you're
the
seeing,
thumb.
what you're probably thinking is the thumb is the index finger.
Oh God. Anyway, really quick.
Scared the crap out of me.
So here's the thing. So they're doing College Football 27 is gonna have mascot mashup again, which is awesome. I'm excited. Well, wait, hold on. You're going to have to pay the MVP subscription to get all the mascots on day one.
But they eventually will come out, right?
No, you have to earn them in game, which is probably going to take forever.
Yeah, you can earn it. Still, that's fine. I don't mind that.
So they're basically going with the pay to play model that killed 2K for 2 years.
I mean, it's already there in Madden anyway. I don't like the colors. I don't like the fact that we're doing subscriptions for these games.
What I don't get is, and I says to you guys, and this still irritates me. Caleb Williams, this is easily the top 3 worst Madden cover of all time. Easily, not even close. Easily.
You can't even tell if you won't be able to even tell if he got the Madden curse because its play won't even change.
Like you got so Vince Young was crap. Obviously, Peyton Hillis was crap. This is the next one that's in the line of crap. This one, for multiple reasons, makes no sense. Caleb Williams, I forget if he was the 31st or 32nd ranked quarterback in completion percentage last year, especially with how
I think it was around there. Yeah,
he was dead last. He was dead last in completion percentage. You give him the Madden cover for that, okay? Okay, so we're also going to get a Madden cover to a guy who basically replicated the Tim Tebow, magical Broncos season, where he sucks for 3 quarters and only plays the 4th quarter of every football game.
Yeah.
And then goes bananas in the 4th. So okay. Well, let's just say I'll let both of those pass. You have 2 quarterbacks last year who should be on the Madden cover. You have the MVP in Matt Stafford, and you had Drake May, who, by the way, is in Caleb Williams' draft class, who is a far better quarterback than anything Caleb Williams could hope to be. So I don't understand. And Drake May, way more touchdowns, better completion percentage, way more passing yard. How much more?
And I could argue less to work with.
Let me tell you the reason why Caleb is on the cover. Because Madden is not appealing to our age demographic anymore. They're appealing to teenagers who, we love Caleb. Oh, he's on the cover. Let me go buy it. That's what this is.
That's what I was about to bring up is, Brandon, you'll remember this because you and I play the show every year. And you'll remember a few years ago when he was still with the Marlins, they put Jazz
Chisholm on the cover.
Yes, on the cover. And that's what this reeked of this year.
I don't understand. I understand it from the marketing standpoint. Yeah, you want to appeal to kids, but anybody who knows football knows that this is a garbage football cover. This is absolute garbage.
The CFB cover I think is worse. This
both,
cover looks awful.
Garbage.
The CF27 cover might be the worst cover I've ever seen.
This is the ultimate edition cover, guys. This is the premium cover.
That's completely AI. It's completely AI. Holy crap, it's completely AI. Oh man, I can't, man. I can't. It's not for nothing. When you look at a lot of the most recent, going back to Madden, most recent Madden covers, okay, you put Brady on there, you put OBJ on there after that great season he had. Okay, I get it. You put AB on there, you put Mahomes on there.
That didn't age well.
The
Madden 19 cover never aged well.
But I'm saying at that time made sense.
It was great at the time, though. Yeah.
I liked the Brady Mahomes, the baby goat. Adult
the baby
goat
2021 was great.
Yeah, you got Lamar. You got Lamar on there.
21.
You got, and of course Saquon last year after 2K, after getting 2K, and that
2K
makes
say.
sense. But it's at what point in the offseason, when you're thinking about players to pick, did he ever make sense?
It makes sense for their demographic who they're trying to sell it to.
Yeah, but my God, man,
here's the thing. You're talking about who they're trying to market it to. Then they should lower the price because what 15-year-olds walking around with $70 to spend on a
Their
roster
mom's
update.
wallet. Their mom's wallet. That's what it is.
Especially in Chicago. Where Chicago wasn't no good football if it hit him in the face. So,
yeah, Shane, I think you brought up the best comment on this, which I don't think is biased whatsoever. JSN was the perfect cover athlete this year, and it wasn't even close.
Yeah.
I can't forget.
Shane, you brought this up all summer long that JSN was the right choice.
Yeah, I would agree.
And then I made a AI cover.
And it looks better. It looks better than
his,
this.
Wait. Hold on.
I can't see.
Look at that. There you go.
Him,
that
the goal
parts
post.
of it.
That looks
That's
sick,
it.
and it doesn't look like AI.
I mean, it does a little. The background does.
No, it does, but just as a prototype.
Well, I mean, keep in mind it's very fuzzy on my screen, so.
Yeah, still, it looks better.
The dark side, it will be
It's so much, and then it's just Caleb doing his signature celebration. That's not a deluxe cover. What? Okay, question. What is going to be the standard cover when we see it in a couple days? Standard cover is probably going to look worse.
Yeah, I mean, my God, if your deluxe edition is Caleb Williams and it's an AI cover art of college football players and coaches, then the standard version cannot be anything good. This can't be anything good.
At this point, they should just put it out with just a Madden, just the NFL logo and the EA Sports logo.
just their standard nothingness. Yeah, I agree with you.
If they had just put out the two logos, it would be less painful to my eyes than whatever that is on the left.
Yeah, this CFB Deluxe Edition is painful.
It looks worse every second I stare at it no longer.
It's like an AI frat party gone wrong.
It looks like a frat party. Oh my God!
What fraternity is Kurt Signetti repping? I would love to know.
guy.
Yeah.
I just don't understand why. I get why Kurt Signetti's the lead here. I understand it.
Oh yeah.
But honestly, I know they want to showcase a coach in there. You can put Signetti in the background, and I get it. Fernando Mendoza's in the NFL, and they want to showcase actual college players. Mendoza would have looked awesome as the front cover here. He would have looked great. Put Signetti somewhere on the left. You put Mendoza up front. Why not?
Well, you could have made the cover. His diving touchdown against Miami.
That would have been great. By the way, I'm just gonna say this: I've never seen Dante Moore look worse, Brandon, than on this cover.
Yeah, I don't know.
I've never seen it look worse.
Look how they're massacring my boy.
Wait, Brandon, is Moore's number 5 right there behind Signetti's right arm?
That's literally him right there. Yeah.
Moore. Yeah.
He looks like he don't want to be there.
Nobody here looks like they want to be there. Are you kidding me?
If Dante Moore wasn't depressed with how Oregon's season finished this past year, he's probably way more depressed now having done this. This is ridiculous. If that's even him, I don't know if it's him because it looks like AI. So I can't even tell if it's him.
I vehemently apologize if they actually got a graphic designer to do both of these covers. I'm sorry, man.
I apologize for nothing. They're $1 billion company.
I was just gonna say I don't apologize for jack.
Do better.
God. That's like me hiring the bum under McCarter Highway to literally paint my house. Why would I want that? Why would that make any sense to anybody?
By the way, the last thing I'll say, you know what's a big temple thing of the leagues that Madden's going to improve this year? Because they say it every year. They're going to improve the offensive line and defensive line, or the offensive line blocking again. They said they're going to improve it again.
How long have they been saying that? How long has it been?
20 years?
Yes. It still won't matter. It's still not going to happen. I guarantee you. You know what's funny? We should take bets on that. I will open my FanDuel account right now. Bet on that if I could.
You bet your whole house.
I would bet my whole house. I would bet my whole house and never have to work ever again because I guarantee you it's not going to get fixed.
Oh my God! All right, well that's it. I just wanted to talk about. I still can't get over how bad these covers look. It looks so bad.
That's the deluxe cover. That's the deluxe,
It's the deluxe edition.
which means oh my god, I'm gonna have a heart attack seeing the regular cover.
Yeah. Oh my god. All right. Well, thank you for joining us. Thanks to Brandon, Scoop, and Shane for making the time on such short notice to do this. I guess we won't see you this weekend, but we'll see you the weekend after. I guess. I don't know. Shane, we need to make time for
Whatever.
your thing, so we might do it
Yeah.
this weekend. I guess. We'll figure it
Yeah,
out.
I mean, yeah.
We'll figure it out. We'll plan it. We're not in any rush. It's the off season. All right. Well, for Scoop, Brandon, Shane, and a very ill Robert once again, coasting through as much as I can. We'll see you soon. Peace.
Have a good night.